So I heard about this Stephen A. Smith and Malika Andrews situation, and I'm just trying to see if I can find out what happened. I'm just trying to get some more information. I don't know whose fucking thing we're on. You can get a free like though, but I did see. I saw Low and what's his nigga name? Low and Agent reacted to it, and I saw some other niggas because these are the only niggas that I really. There's only two duos that I really watch, and this shit is hilarious to me. So this can go. We're gonna push this here. So yeah, these two are gonna be what we watch next in the same video.
Stephen A.,
Let's go.
with all due respect, this is not about pointing the finger. Stop. What became apparent to me in this press conference is that we do not have all of the information here. And it was frustrating to me that the Celtics declined to elaborate or to give more specifics about what exactly the rule breaking was that led us to this point.
That nigga forehead big as shit. Is that how my forehead looks?
I want to get that out of the way first. But to answer your question, Molly, I think what stood out to me, I think what stood out to me is that Brad Stevens, he was upset. That's what stood out to me about what he termed rampant Twitter BS is the word that he used, that women were unfairly dragged into this within the Celtics organization. You could see that Brad Stevens was visibly upset about this. And I also found that to be gross and unnecessary, that folks were bringing in the names and the images of women that is just not a fact. That was pure.
Oh yeah, you niggas on Twitter was wildin'. Y'all was just putting random people into the shit. It was crazy. You Twitter niggas was wildin'. I don't even know the people names because I don't really follow basketball that often. But y'all was really just throwing people's stuff out there. I was like, what happened? What happened?
Early speculation, and so to me that is what stood out. But the Celtics as an organization could have done more, and short of doing more ahead of this yesterday, they could have owned that responsibility in this press conference. I understand that there were legal parameters that they had.
Tim Duncan not coaching no more? Since when?
Operate within for everybody involved, and I appreciate the fact that they brought in outside counsel and did a thorough organization. And I think that that is something that was clearly necessary in this situation. But the fact that it was able to go on all day, the fact that we are sitting here debating whether somebody else should have been suspended or not, we are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
Wait, what?
First of all,
how do we get to that point? Maybe I'm tripping. Did I miss something? How do we get to the point of blaming women?
let me be very clear. I don't appreciate where you're going with that. I'm not blaming anybody but Ime Udoka.
Okay.
He deserves.
Facts.
The fact of the matter is, I've said he deserved to be fired if they were going to fire him. If you're not going to fire him, then don't fire him. My issue is all of this being publicized. The point that I'm trying to make is just like you're not.
Because if this was happening in the Spurs organization, ain't nobody gonna know but Pop. Ain't nobody but Pop know. Like, yeah, why isn't Tim Duncan? For all we know right now, if somebody just told me that Tim Duncan wasn't coaching anymore, they could be wrong. If Tim Duncan stopped coaching today, Pop ain't gonna say shit, bro. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Be like, oh, I guess Tim done, bro. He tired. Like, come on, bro. Why is all your business in the street? Is it because he's colored? Is it because he's colored? That's the only logical explanation.
Excuse me. I listened to you. You're the one telling me to stop on my show. It ain't happening. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I've already said he deserves to be fired, or he deserves to be there and handle it internally and privately. If you're not going to handle it privately, if you're going to publicize it in that fashion, then obviously it provokes everybody wanting to know, okay, well, who are the parties involved? When you have Amina Smith in Boston and other women pointing out the fact that there were women who were wrongly implicated in all of this, it's a disservice to them. I didn't come out with the report about a consensual relationship. I didn't come out with the report ahead of time leaking that they were going to suspend him for the year. They did that. And my point is, considering how pervasive this kind of stuff has existed in professional sports for many years, my whole point is that
but like, I don't know. The Celtics did this shit very weird, especially because for a fact we know this isn't the only time this shit has happened. Niggas been fucking. They say, "Oh, you're not supposed to." Niggas been doing it for decades. Okay, just like at your regular job, coworkers are sleeping together. Niggas in the NBA are sleeping with each other, bro. They're fucking people. I'm just like, why is all this info out in the world?
Excuse me. Make sure that you handle it in the same fashion it has always been handled. You could have fired him, and then we
immediately
cut it up. Cows come home, but he's gone. But to keep him there, keep him employed, but in the same breath, suspend him for a year, then also that year is indefinite. That is the issue that I have. Nobody's trying to protect Ime Udoka, and certainly nobody is trying to protect, is to excoriate the women involved or anything like that. I'm talking about how things of this matter are usually handled from an HR perspective, from an organizational perspective. That is not consistent with what we have seen throughout the years. That is
it's a business, and it just doesn't seem very businessy.
I'm not trying to attack anybody, and if
it just does not seem very businessy.
Anybody deserves to be attacked. It's Ime Udoka for putting himself in this position. I've made that very clear. I'm just talking about you got owners and everybody else. They know the kind of stuff that's going on.
Robert Kraft was getting rubbed down by some freaking parlor. They know how to, we still don't talk about Brett Favre, ESPN. Why are we still not talking about Brett Favre? I saw maybe a story and a half about it, and that was it. This nigga Brett Favre is a criminal. But we talking about some nigga that got suspended for fucking.
You didn't say anything about anybody else. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about them. They didn't say anything about everybody else all the other times this stuff has happened. But now when it comes to him, it's all over the place. That is my issue. That is my only issue.
I appreciate that clarification. And I think that getting back to Molly's initial question, that is what stood out to me from the press conference. My reaction to the press conference, and I appreciate you clarifying that, Stephen A., is that the only thing that was made clear to me in this is that we are missing a key piece of information here. That is my reaction to the press conference.
That is facts. Something's not right.
Random women getting blamed.
Oh. I did not expect this nigga to start talking. Shit, let's just hey, first of all, shout out to Blacktop Buckets. Scared the shit out of me, by the way. Scared the shit out of me.
Celtics organization without any of the facts or even knowing who it is completely unfair. But she's gonna come on the show and yell at Stephen A. By the way, if Stephen A. yelled at her, she'd be playing victim and trying to get him thrown off the air. But she yells at Stephen A. That's totally
debatable.
Okay. And try to act like Stephen A. was supporting those random women getting doxxed at their job. Of course, that's terrible. But that doesn't change the fact that we can ask questions as to why the woman wasn't punished. We all want more answers, but the simple fact is, why does Udoka get suspended for an entire year, and we don't even know if that's the end of it, but the woman gets to remain anonymous, gets zero punishment. On top of that, we're now looking at it like it was a harassment case, even though it said right away in the reports that it was consensual. If you want to punish...
Yeah, half of that was weird. Like, should she receive some type of disciplinary action? Yes, to keep it even, because y'all both joined into an organization, so y'all know what the fuck is going on. Y'all know what the rules are. Y'all not stupid. Y'all are adults. So because Ime, first of all, for Ime to receive that large of a suspension, he had he had to be doing something crazy, because we're thinking about all the players, unless they're saying racism and adultery is on the same level, because the Suns owner just got suspended for a year too, and then he chose to sell the team. I'm trying to think other people that got suspended for a year. Ron Artest got suspended for fighting. OJ Mayo got kicked out. I think that was a drug situation though. Like Gilbert Arenas was for guns, so like having a lot of them too. That's the crazy part for Gilbert. But so what did Ime do? Like, was he fucking somebody? Like, was he fucking the owner wife or some shit? Was he fucking Brad Stevens' wife? His daughter? Like, what? And now we're saying it's consensual. Yeah, bro, she needs to come to light then. They're two adults. Act like they're fucking adults.
Punish Udoka. If you want to fire him, so be it. He deserves it. He's in the wrong. But at the same time, we're now
okay with
looking at
that.
him like he's some sort of predator. Like this was a harassment case, even though it wasn't.
That is true because we don't know what's happening.
Zero punishment, and yet she's still the victim in this somehow. Udoka is being unfairly blasted and accused of something he didn't even do. Yeah, it was unfair to the other women to be doxxed and blamed for something they didn't do.
Facts.
Let me ask you guys something. Is it more unfair to the other women to get blamed for something they didn't do within the workplace? Or is it more unfair to Udoka to start throwing out accusations like sexual harassment case to a guy that was in a consensual relationship? Which is worse? One is criminal under the law, and the other maybe gets you suspended from your job or fired.
That is a great question. Which one you want to start with?
All right, Ime Udoka.
God damn, he's loud. Low. We'll start with Low and Agent because theirs came out first. My bad. Forgot to like.
Head coach fucking somebody at the Boston Celtics, which he's not supposed to. Makes it even worse. He was in a relationship with Neil Long. They're not married. They were just engaged, which is crazy. Engaged for an ultra long time.
So the head coach.
So he was in a relationship with Neil Long and cheated on her.
Crush.
And that nigga's childish.
Somebody that he was working with.
Yes.
That lady's husband found out.
Who was the VP of finance for the Boston Celtics?
Wow.
It is confirmed it is not the VP.
Now, apparently, I don't know the power dynamics there. The reason why he found out, though, allegedly, because she was running her mouth in front of a Ring doorbell, which is the worst.
So you're telling me Ime was dropping off top tier dick. You was talking about it to your homegirls and got caught slipping.
Way to get out of
zero awareness.
All this, everything that I'm saying is made up.
Imagine you coming home that night. He's like, yeah, I heard you. Bitch.
How do you not know you have Ring cameras? Like, is that her
No,
house?
she probably just walking up on the phone.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. She might have been walking on the phone like, yeah, girl, Ime was dicking me the fuck down.
Yeah.
God damn, Jared ain't never fucked me like that. Then right after he got to know that, he went right to coaching him to the finals. That motherfucker got some good dick.
Dead.
That apparently what her role is for the team is that she sets up traveling for the teams, right?
Okay.
So she sets up traveling for Ime and Nia Long.
Okay.
So she actually was like, I got everything ready for you. I know you're traveling from LA and you're moving to Boston. We love
this
you.
nigga Low is childish, bro.
So I got everything. You're coming 3 o'clock.
I love those headphones. I have a white version of those. They're amazing.
All right, Miss Long. All right, we got till 3 o'clock to fuck.
Allegedly.
So then after all of that, he gets suspended for an
Low
entire
is dumb
year.
as shit.
The problem with the suspension, though, isn't that he got it? Because at the end of the day, if it's written in the contract, he's not supposed to do that. Fair enough. The problem is that it was so vague that it just left everybody on NBA Twitter to just guess
and speculate.
what was going, guess and speculate. And the reason why it happened is because either A, it was forced to come out, or B, people just want to be first to the story without actually giving all the information out there, which a lot of people feel upset about that as well. Now, there's also some rumors about a whole bunch of other things. However, let's hear what ESPN had to say about a good old friend, Stephen A. Smith. He was talking about
They didn't give parameters of what it would take to reinstate
They gave
him.
no parameters of what it would take for reinstatement. They didn't specify what punishment they gave him beyond suspending him for the year. Is he getting his salary for this upcoming season? Has it been cut in half? I told he's only getting about 50% of it. Has that been cut in half?
Characterized as a significant financial penalty.
So you've got that going on, and I'm going to say this again. It said in the numerous news reports, it was a consensual relationship that violated organizational policy. So only he is in violation of the company policy. The woman who elected to have a consensual relationship with him is not in violation. He gets to get mentioned and put on Front Street. We don't know who she is. What about the other women within the Celtics organization who have been victimized because wrong assumptions have been made by their involvement. If you knew exactly who it was, that would alleviate the concerns of all the other women who have had their names paraded out into the streets.
So here's the other bullshit part. Let's for a second play back, because
half of that was facts. Like, if you're gonna whoever didn't provide the full information is kind of creating this unnecessary like drama. Like, why are we trying to figure out what happened and who did what with who when you can just tell us the information if you know it? If you don't know it, then it's different.
Everybody speculate right now, but for a second, let's say it was consensual. A, why is it this big of a deal if it's consensual? B, if it's a company policy that is not supposed to happen, then why don't we know her name as well? Because both of them consensually decided to go against this ruling. Three and more important, allegedly. But three and more importantly, if she's already in a relationship with somebody in the organization. If the woman that people are saying is true, that she's married to somebody who's also a part of it, the VP of Finance of the Celtics, that means she's already in a relationship that violates that guideline. So what the fuck is the problem? So that makes no sense.
The problem with
it's a valid point.
He's black. That's why we said it either. He's a black man. He's a black man, allegedly. She's a white woman. That's the problem.
Hey, look.
They try to get my nigga IME out of here.
Hey, they always said those Boston fans was racist. Maybe it's not just the fans.
No, the problem is
you cheated on me alone, a white woman. You crazy though, dog. I ain't gonna hold you, nigga. You did that with a
hey, that's insane.
Crazy, you should have been suspended for that alone.
The problem is
that's at least a 6 months.
It's very common.
Yeah, understandable.
Like for example, once they stop fucking each other, and she could say,
I got these Fire Nation shorts. They feel so good.
Raise opportunity, etc., is because I wasn't fucking him anymore. Lawsuits.
I understand.
Problem is, I don't think the head coach makes those decisions.
He don't.
So the head coach has, you know who might? The VP of whatever the fuck.
Her husband, nigga. Exactly. That's what you're saying is right. That's the reason. For people who don't know, yes, there's plenty of companies that have that in place. I'm not mad at that. What I'm mad at is that it's just inconsistent because she's married to somebody who's in the organization allegedly. So that don't make no sense.
So you can't
allegedly
say power dynamics here, bro. Amount of times I heard that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, yeah, bro. The head coach is not making decisions on personnel. You know who might? The VP of some shit, bitch. That guy is a real. If there's any power dynamic, it'll be there.
The VP of Finance is coming in like, man, we gotta cut the budget.
Yeah, I don't think this shit is.
We gotta cut the budget.
This is negative ROI.
We added a lot of money last year.
God.
How much we spent on travel? What we do? What we do last year? We had a new coach. Oh man, damn, IME. I looked at the numbers.
We paid him how much?
IME getting a lot of money, man. I didn't compare it to the rest of the league. He a rookie head coach too.
Criminal.
Nah, he get paid a little
Criminal.
too much.
It's so interesting how now it's become acceptable to remove consent after the fact. This shit really makes me want to like record is everything like, and even then you could just say later like I don't consent. Later, yeah. So at what point is it real consent if you could retract it? Like if me and you sign a contract to a lifetime playback deal, right? Or if they sign a contract to subscribe to the playback channel, once we both sign the document and date it, but that shit is official, right? You can't after the fact be like, I don't know, I kind of take my consent because you signed this shit already. So it's like, do you need people to sign a paper? Is that the route we're going in?
But people say, you know why they think it's bullshit though? The whole taking back consent. Yeah. Like, why you take back consent? Them times you was booking Nia Long's flight. Like, she was very aware of what's going on because she knew he was married. Yeah. Allegedly, she was aware of what's going on. She knew he was in a relationship with Nia Long. She knew that they should not have been doing it. So what is making you take back the consent now?
I regret nothing. Excuse me.
Leading up to you taking back the consent, allegedly.
You know what's crazy? This is like one big ring ad.
Facts.
Nigga, if you want to know
every husband was installing rings that night.
What about them? You ain't thinking about
It's all part of their plan. The Celtics didn't release this information. Ring got this information. Oh my goodness. Okay, listen. Ring got this information. Ring is flipping this against the Celtics for a check. So now, because Ring knows who did it. Ring knows. So now the Celtics have to pay out Ring or they would have to do this. And because they didn't want to pay Ring and have to explain why they're paying Ring, they's like, fuck it. Ime, you're done, son. I'm telling you.
So here we are. We're throwing him out to pasture. And again, Ime Udoka cannot be defended. His actions are his actions. Facts. Nobody fights for black coaches more than me. But I am telling you, a firing would have been warranted.
Yeah.
Or you keep him.
Facts.
But to keep him, yet suspend him. By the way, not just suspend him, but for the suspension to be indefinite.
It's almost worse like a lame duck status.
That's what you did. You ruined his career.
Which is the other problem.
His career is done.
Yeah, it's done.
If he gets another head coaching job, I'll be floored.
Yeah, but the problem is that, and this is so playback. Let's say that it wasn't.
You can still coach better than Steve Nash.
It wasn't consensual the entire time. So if that's the case, if you're the Boston Celtics, just fire him then.
Why are you keeping him?
Why are you playing in the middle with something? Like, what's the point of playing in the middle of this thing? So a lot of people are just saying that it was consensual. They were just trying to figure out the best way to cover it up and got caught in the cover up.
You know what?
Because the VP of allegedly, the VP of finance, her husband was like, "Man, I'm sick of this shit, man. Y'all need to make a goddamn decision ASAP." And then you know what they were saying? This is what they saying allegedly. Jeremy, she knew she was getting dick down. I don't know how to tell you, dog. Allegedly.
So then the conversation then becomes, why are we treating the man and the woman differently here?
Completely different.
So why does the woman get to stay anonymous and keep her job, and the man gets to be public and his career gets blown into smithereens? You know, there was actually a very similar situation that happened with the Try Guys. You know who they are? It's a YouTube group. They're really, really popular.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the members on the team, this is an on-camera member.
Yeah.
Cheated on his wife, allegedly. Well, not alleged, he admitted to it.
Yeah.
He cheated on his wife with somebody in the workplace. They fired him, so he's no longer part. And that'd be like if Kai cheated and he was in a relationship, he cheated, and AEP packed him up.
Yeah.
Personally, we don't give a fuck.
Actually,
no. If you're in the org, that might be a little different.
Would you? Actually,
yeah.
No. We wouldn't pack him up. But here's the thing now.
If y'all hired
No. We would never pack up anybody. But the point is, so
y'all got low ethics.
Bro, we're like, if we're not down for each other, then who is? What the fuck?
No, but he broke the rules.
Yeah, he shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, so pack him up, right?
Yeah, hey, don't get us sued. If we do get sued, like, you're paying the money.
That's a fact, bro. That shit gonna have to come out.
You're paying that shit.
AP ain't covering you, nigga. You did that shit on your own.
We ain't reimbursing shit.
Like, private thing.
Yeah,
but they're making it public.
Way more.
He broke the rule.
Yeah, fair.
Fire the nigga.
Okay.
But why is she being treated completely? It's a different planet the way she's being treated.
Let me show you how much differently she's being treated. Listen to this.
To be gross and unnecessary. That is for a head in this press was clearly.
She's saying the same shit. We just saw that.
Same page for so long. What happened?
Why we are here.
Bro, we was on the same page for so long. What happened?
Hey, fuck! You turning this into a woman's thing when, again, you don't even know all the facts either is crazy.
Yo, hold on. I have to hear this.
Nobody knows the truth.
Let me be very clear.
Okay.
I don't appreciate and deserve to be. The point, excuse me. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I've already said.
Talk greasy, Stephen A. That shit was funny as shit. I don't want to hear Stephen A. talk again.
This relationship, him basic for many. Then score.
I'm gonna find the spot. I promise. I'm gonna find it. There we go.
Anything like that.
The only way that I could see where she's coming from is if it wasn't consensual. The problem though is that like I stated before, bro, the way that this has been reported is so many different things going in the air that nobody doesn't know what we're talking about. If it's not
without a shadow of a doubt, he's being fired.
But that's the other problem, that we can only assume that it would have to have been consensual because they're suspending him. Because if it was not consensual and they didn't fire him, that would be crazier. That would be crazy.
Yes. So
that'd be worse for the Celtics organization.
Women being blamed, but the reality is
who's being blamed in this situation?
The only thing that people are really saying is that Ime did wrong because that he did if it was against company guidelines. But also, if it's consensual, the woman who also participated in a consensual relationship also did wrong.
But I'm saying,
so if that's the case, then why are we not saying her name if it's consensual?
Because you said his name, you didn't have to actually say anything. You could have just suspended him and said nothing, but you gave enough information to spike the internet's curiosity. Then you got surprised when they did some digging to get to the bottom of whatever the fuck you began. This is brain dead. Either give them all the information.
Niggas been digging on fucking the internet for decades, bro. Y'all know how they get down on there, bro. They're gonna take whatever information you give it They're gonna figure something out, bro. Stop. I don't know why they did it so stupid.
So they don't have to dig or just be super brief. Say Ime Udoka, he violated company policies. He's being suspended. That's it. You can suspend her quietly, but she's not on camera, so niggas not gonna notice she's suspended.
Fact.
They're gonna notice he's not on the bench with the rest of the guys, so you have to say something. Keep it vague. That's what everybody else does. Why give some information up and then don't say all of it? Only that makes no sense whatsoever. But for her to come on this show and pretend like the internet was blaming women. No. The internet is doing what they always do. Being fucking nosy, bored, and entertaining themselves with other people's problems.
Especially being surprised from half-ass information to something this severe. You thought niggas would be like, oh man, yeah, Ime was in a relationship by himself, so the nigga's supposed to get suspended. Like, what did you think was going to happen?
Bro, that is so weird.
That's a crazy
women thing.
Yes, that's a crazy leap.
If anything, it's the guy being treated with way more force than the women.
I want to say the only thing I support Malika on is saying that they shouldn't have been dragging random women into it. Yes, but you can't blame everyone else for the Celtics not providing the information and just giving us half-ass information. So yeah, should those random women that had nothing to do with the situation be dragged into it? Absolutely not. Apologies to them. Nobody should have done that. But unfortunately, you're attached to an organization that wanted to do some bullshit.
It's obviously unfair that random women in the Celtics organization do not deserve to have the finger pointed at them. But you know who can immediately solve that?
He said that though. Stephen A. Smith also said that.
Celtics can solve that.
And the Celtics can also solve it by just saying what they need to say. So you blaming everybody else when they're giving us half-ass information, and even Stephen A. Smith sat there and said it sucks that the other women had to get brought into this, even though they had nothing to do with it. Yeah, all of that is true, but the reality is that the Boston Celtics are not giving out proper information if it's consensual. The only way that it would make sense that they don't do it if it wasn't consensual and they're trying to hold her anonymity, especially if they go on to press charges, which, to be fair, that has also been an ongoing conversation. But until then, we don't know. So you cannot sit here and have that be the accusation and not expect nobody to sit there and say, well, if it's consensual, then why isn't her name in it? And if it's not consensual, just fire this nigga.
Let us know what y'all think in the comment section down below.
I just don't, if it's not consensual, what are we doing?
So, the Ime Udoka situation, at this point, that's not even what people are talking about. The smoke has been directed to someone else. Malika Andrews. Malika Andrews has been getting a lot of smoke recently on Twitter, on social media. Now, I ain't gonna lie.
I just want to see what they have to say about it. That's the only reason we're recording
Malika's been the angel ever since the Rachel Nichols situation happened. First of all, what do you think about all the smoke? No pun intended.
Hey, I know of what she said. Now, how she said it, I don't know if I can. I'm habitual line stepping at them. I need a refresher.
And they didn't give parameters of what it would take to reinstate
They gave no parameters of what it would take for reinstatement. They suspended him. News policy. It's not who she is. Did
details about what's
there we go
at the. Let's get the context of the whole conversation. A lot of what's been going on is people looking at the clip of her just going off on Stephen A. And just knowing exact, details about what's going on with the email situation and just going crazy on it. I think it's important to just let's set a baseline of the whole conversation. Let's have full context. And I will say so far, Stephen A. is right.
You got a microfiber type?
Stephen A. is right. I don't know of a reason as to why we only know it's Ime that's involved in the situation, and even if so,
get a haircut.
There should be repercussions on both sides. Now, have they detailed that? No, but as of what we know, it looks like it's just Ime getting punished for this, and nothing's really come out about, you know what I'm saying, the other people involved, which is pretty sus. If everything was equal, punishment should be delivered equally, but that's just me.
What about them? You ain't thinking about that. So here we are. But
suspension just makes no sense to me at this point, bro. Just fire him. Even if he comes back, it's gonna be weird. Do the Celtics want a situation where they're gonna have an interim coach for 1 year? Bro's gonna get fired. You're gonna bring back the coach, and we're just gonna move forward like nothing happened. Unless
the Celtics just gonna upgrade an assistant coach for the temporary, but that's still a waste of time.
That's not gonna be the case. There's gonna be tension in the locker room, tension in the workplace, and if this whole situation is about tension in the workplace and, you know what I'm saying, making sure the the team and the organization, there's no fraternization and everything's working fine and dandy. If that's the case, there's no reason for him to be in the organization. Yeah, I find it very weird that it is a 1-year suspension. Same thing with the Robert Sarver situation. 1 year? If you don't pack his ass up or just keep him on, well, for him, just pack his ass up. But
get Robert the fuck ASAP.
Get the fuck. Benji. Look. I think on the last video, I even admitted that 1 year was crazy, but the more I thought about it, the more I really regretted those words. Don't you see? They don't want nobody else to get IME. They said, fuck it. We're going to suspend him a year, and for the next good year, there's going to be some women that come on the TV. They're going to go on them. And then there's going to be a counter argument, call them dudes bozos. And then the counter to the counter. And it's going to be so much drama. He's a headache in the locker room. You don't want him. And then they're going to look back at this year at some point. And time always doesn't age well for losers. They're going to be like, if Jimmy really made the shot, this motherfucker wouldn't even made it that far. And it slowly but surely, he ain't that good for real. That's still Brad's team. You know, Jason Tatum was just him. Let Tatum get a ring. Oh my God. Yeah, you know, they just want him gone. They just want him gone. Celtics W.
They want to ruin his reputation before they let him go.
Imposter play by Malik Andrews, by Stephen A. Smith, Perkins, everybody that's throwing it. You're the best third imposter I've ever seen in my life. 100%.
Yo, no cap, Sage. Side note.
That makes sense.
I saw that Jimmy Butler missed 3 on my timeline today. Retweeted it. Well, let's move.
Fuck me, souls.
Not even a quote retweet or anything. There was no edit. There was no take on the tweet. It was just a video.
This nigga's killing me. Yo, he is actually killing me.
Just a disclaimer, chat. Sage's voice is gone, by the way. I think it's pretty clear at this point.
I'm gonna do pod tonight. I ain't gonna be podding.
So getting back into the content, after Stephen A. said what he had to say, they did bring Malika Andrews on to give her take on the situation, and this is the viral clip.
All right, just to say really.
The smoke came from right there. Let's play it a little bit more, because there's a little bit more to the smoke.
First of all, let me be very clear. I don't appreciate where you're going with that. I'm not that I was trying to make.
So that's pretty much the gist of the conversation back and forth. And let me start here. I think both of them are right. Truly, from what we heard from Stephen A., I don't disagree with anything that he said from the beginning of the video. I don't. And then when I heard what Malika said, I don't disagree with anything that she said as well. She talked about how the lack of information attributed to women being targeted wrongfully, and now the Celtics could have handled it better. Sage, I don't know about you, but when I heard her segment, I didn't hear anything wrong up until
she didn't say nothing wrong.
She called out Stephen A. Did she say anything wrong? I don't think she did.
I think the thing, from what I know at least, or what my own opinion could be, because I don't care about IME. That nigga nutted the season away. What I know is that
that nigga said he nutted the season away. That is insane.
Bro, she accusing the wrong guy. I say that. And outside of that, I mean, cook. But yeah, I think she's on the wrong guy's head.
I actually agree with the stance of, like, yes, she misinterpreted what Stephen A. had to say. Stephen A. was definitely not trying to, blame women in this instance. Yeah. He was not trying to target black women in this instance. He specifically said in his part that, no one's trying to put the blame game over here. It's just, let's hold people accountable in an equal way, which I think is fine. But truly, and what I really wanted to get into in this video, what I heard from both sides is it's not really Malika that's at fault. It's not really Stephen A. that's the problem in this.
It's the internet.
It's the reporting. Chat, it's the reporting that I have a problem with.
It's you niggas. It's you niggas. Me niggas. Us niggas. Just saying shit. That's what's causing this issue.
Stephen A.'s whole take is based off of the assumption that this is consensual. Period. If this whole situation was not consensual, Stephen A.'s take would not have been what it is.
It would make sense.
Point blank. But the reason why it was what it was because of what they talked about. Stephen A. said, it's not my fault that this was the reporting, which he's right. It isn't his fault. It's Woj's fault. It's Sham's fault. I know on Twitter I just said Woj, but it's the whole sports media and how they handled the situation. Off rip, it was already a vague situation. Off rip. Well, I don't know if it's the Celtics putting out vague information to the media, which then they're just relaying what the Celtics said. I don't know if the Celtics, put out a more detailed report and it's the media making things vague for the sake of being first to the story.
Did the Celtics
but what has happened
did the Celtics put out a more detailed? Did the Celtics put out a more detailed report? God damn it, William. Like, for real, did they put out any more information? Wait, no way. Towards female staff member, crude. What is your definition of crude? What is crude language? Bro. Work with me here. We're going to eat later. I'm a little slow, so I want to make sure that I know what I'm you know what I'm saying? What's the definition of crude? What does it say? In natural or raw state, undefined, constructed in a rudimentary or makeshift way. That's the definition of crude. Get that bullshit out of my face, bitch. So this is a CBS article. It's a CBS article. Blah, blah, blah. Violation of team policies, blah, blah. This reaction was shock. We couldn't believe what we were hearing, especially time, blah, blah. It's hitting us from all angles. You don't know. Just try to focus on what you can control next. We now have more information. IME UDOKA'S text contained language that was especially concerning coming from a workplace superior and will make it difficult for him to return as a team's coach per Wojcicki. In addition to words he used, the power amounts between himself and the staff member contributed to the situation. The suspension. Oh, Jesus. They, like I thought, they made a head coach, an assistant coach to head coach. 3 years of coaching experiences. 2 years younger than Al Jefferson. Jesus Christ. He also has a domestic battery charge on his resume from his time. He vetted Missoula for the job when he was hired as an assistant in 2019. I've made mistakes. I'm not. Wait a minute. Is that why they didn't suspend him? Because they was gonna put this nigga at head coach, and he's a predator. He's a criminal. So now they're like, well, we can't. Like, Ime didn't go to jail. This nigga's a convicted criminal. Who's this? Joe Missoula. Wow. Who is Joe Missoula? Who the fuck is Joe Missoula? Y'all better not play that shit out loud. I swear to God. Okay. Go on, fuck. Joe Missoula, the makeup, blah, blah, blah. Intimate. They're saying, so, which one was this? This was on the 23rd. So this one was posted, this was yesterday, right? Yeah, this was done yesterday. So this is a couple days before. So, wait, no. When did the news break? When did the news break? I'm sorry, we're doing a deep dive, bro. I need all my information. That was on the 20th. That means one day after he was anointed coach. Youngest to be in that position since Bill Russell. Missoula Will Hardy was hired in summer by former Danny Ainge, replaced Coach Snyder. Are now tied for distinction, being the youngest head coach in the NBA. Blah 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 blah. I don't care about that. Blah blah. Okay, he played West Virginia 06. Blah blah. First for that nigga to that nigga. Spent 5 years as an assistant in D2, Glenville State, Fairmont. So I don't really fuck about that. Then, okay, 2 years later, Celtics head coach Brad Stevens hired him. He was he was over mainly called the G League team for a while. Okay, 43-17. Okay, he was great there. Blah blah. Let's say I love you. I love Joe. Okay. Lies. I don't know, bro. I just don't see. It just looks a little weird. It looks a little weird. I can't cap. It looks a little weird. Like, he's suspended. Joe's put in next day. Then it just says he sent some weird texts to people.
Because of how reporting has happened on the situation is that women have been victimized and dragged on Twitter. That's where Malika's frustration really comes from, is her seeing on Twitter, going on Twitter and seeing women being dragged for literally no reason, because they didn't do anything. So when she comes on this platform and she has this anger, I just see where she's coming from. It's not coming from nowhere. Chat. Now I do think again
she has every right to be angry, but she definitely didn't.
Which is why she's been getting smoke and why she is at fault to a certain degree. But when I look at the situation, it is truly a matter of bad reporting. Because when the reports first came out, Twitter specifically targeted this one assistant coach. Chat, y'all know who I'm talking about. Seif, put the picture on the screen. We all know specifically the person I am talking about. Her name is Allison Feaster, right? And as the days moved on, people just assumed that it was her because people literally looked at the Celtics staff, looked at the first attractive woman and just, Ime had to pull her. But as reports came out, as tweets came out from official people, Mark J. Spears, by the way, I believe like 2 days after, tweeted out, yo, it is literally not her. And then more news came out that confirmed that it's not her. As more of this news came,
again, the Celtics are at fault for horrible fucking telling thing, and like if y'all just wanted to cause people to be tripping, it just don't make the situation. It just doesn't sit right. Something's not right. So I know we're all missing a piece of information, but it just feels like, how can I say, like it's a ploy. There's something else going on.
Came out, it just became nasty in retrospect what Twitter essentially made of her. Like there was conversations about colorism regarding her and Ime's alleged relationship, which ended up being false in the first place. This shit is nasty. She was getting blamed. They were comparing her to Nia Long. The whole situation was just nasty.
Internet is a disgusting place.
Dragged through the mud. She was viewed as a homewrecker for 48 hours, and people will not forget. They won't forget. So when I look at this whole Stephen A. Malika situation and Twitter, again, I'm not really looking at this interaction just in a vacuum, truly. What I saw was bad reporting, chat. And this is the repercussions of bad reporting.
As my brother just said, man, if Woj wasn't focused on the thumbnail, and I love Woj, but that's when I knew something was about to be off.
Yeah, let me just pull that up, bro.
Oh, man, it was nasty. It was so nasty. When Woj focused on the thumbnail, when you had fucking fuck that. When Woj focused on the thumbnail.
Yeah, Chad, I got it on the screen.
But,
it's just it should just be a picture of Ime, but breaking news from Woj at Woj ESPN.
Woj is dirty.
Breaking news. I'm like, come on, bro.
All right, but let me not completely troll because my man just cooked. Man, when you have a situation where reporters are clearly going out there to spread their own name and to be first, something will always not be ruled absolute. When you had people on ESPN, I don't know if it's all on ESPN, maybe FS1 or podcast or whatever, talking about what they personally know. Sources say you have players that I don't know if we react to or not in this video, talking about they know certain stuff and that's changed their outlook on things. It's just like, yo, at the end of the day, you like a girl like Malika is gonna kill a guy like Stephen A for having a stance, but Malika might know exactly what happened, or Stephen A might know exactly what happened. But at the end of the day, everything is so fucking vague that people is just going on each other for not having a side. And when you see people killing Malika for how she feels, it's typically that counter wall. So as a man, you may understand it. To the comment section, y'all are like kids or grown ass men, so you may understand it. But for the shorties, they're gonna view it in the sense of, why are y'all so quick to put down the woman? Why are you so quick to put down the woman? So niggas will have this guard that they want to put up, and they'll be like, yeah, nah, fuck that. You just trying to hunt out for your shorty. At the end of the day, what's wrong is wrong, fair is fair. But y'all not even hearing each other. y'all not even hearing each other. If y'all heard what the motherfuckers were saying to each other, Malika wouldn't have came at Stephen A. Stephen A was only hostile because she was coming at him that way. There's other situations Malika's involved in where it's like, I'm not even talking about that shorty, and vice versa. Malika talking to somebody though, because there's motherfuckers on Twitter talking about, nah, it had to be shorty, had to be shorty.
She's talking, just not that nigga.
weren't her, my bad. And you already done ruined the fucking life and told her that she ain't shit compared to me alone. There's nothing, there's no my bad that y'all not even saying. There's no my bad you can do about that. And the worst part is, as Soul said, and as I've said as well, but I just want to bring it back. At the end of the day, this is shit reporting. If it came out, and I hope it's not true, not because I like IME, or I'm going to say Ime Udoka, let me be mature, but I just don't want more kind of people like this in the world. Let it be an R-word situation. No. If we knew that he R-worded a woman, rest in peace, get him out of here. So it's the fact that we don't know. The first word we saw was consensual. That's where all this conspiracy bullshit comes from. If at the end of the day, we just knew it's 100% consensual with this woman, or it is sexual relations, we don't know if it's consensual with questionable person. Even those two slight differences change everything. The fact that we're reviewing, wait, was it consensual? It's crazy enough to tell you about the reporting, bro.
And that's what's tough about the situation is because as a community, we look at Woj and Shan specifically as like, yo, when they put it out, it is the law. It is official. It is a fact. There is no, are you a credible reporter? Just because you got a verified badge doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying, you got credible sources. When Woj and Shams put out something, it is official. That's just how we look at it. So when we look at the situation and then later on, now we're doubling back on, yo, was it even consensual in the first place? And then we see a person like Matt Barnes going around and saying, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was defending Ime Udoka day one, but as I found out about the truth about the situation, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if he never coaches again, and this situation is much worse than what meets the eye. When I see a person like Richard Jefferson put out the piece that he put out that day, again, I'm looking at,
and now I'm based off of this, I'm like, what did he say? Like, what? I need to know, what did he say? I need to know what Ime said. It just don't make, like, what did he tell her? Come suck this dick, you bottom tier bitch? Like, what did he say? It's just not enough information. Like, Matt Barnes saying that nigga's never gonna coach again for real. This proves that the media and other organizations need to be more. Oh, facts. 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 That's facts. Like, y'all just throwing out information, but y'all need to fucking tell the full truth. Don't nobody give a fuck about Nia right now? Bitch. Thank you. Suspension, blah, blah. Okay. Blah, blah. Crude link. What is the link? Does anybody know? Especially concerning coming from a workplace superior. That's all we know. Yeah, they took his money too. Yeah, nobody, like, they're not releasing what he said. Yeah, we need to know what he said. That's the information I'm missing. I need to know what that nigga said.
That reporting.
But we're done with this. Fuck. Shout out to the homies Souls and Sage.